What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy whatever day I get to post this video for you guys. So today, guys, I wanted to sit down and talk a little bit about why I chose the specific truck camper that I chose for my truck. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to give you guys a clear understanding of the reasons I bought this particular one, so that when I post a video and show you guys the truck camper and give you guys a tour of the truck camper, hopefully the comments won't be too wild and too crazy. And by making this excuse me, and by making this video ahead of time, you'll already understand why I chose this particular one. Okay, so there are three main reasons why I chose it. Okay, why am I doing this when I turned the camera on? I wasn't even doing this before I turned the camera on. Excuse me. Okay, there are three main reasons why I chose this particular truck camper. The first one is the weight of it. I had to be very conscious of the weight that I added to my truck. I have a mid-sized truck. It weighs 4,200 pounds. So I had to be very conscious of the additional weight that I add to the truck. I also wanted the capability to still be able to pull my trailer if I had to move my trailer for some reason. Now, this truck camper should weigh in around 325 pounds, give or take, because I am getting the smaller one. Now, the bigger ones that are put on a full-size truck bed, they are a little heavier than the one that I am getting for my truck. So that's the very first reason, is the weight of it. I didn't want to add too much weight to my truck. I wanted to be able to still travel comfortably with that truck camper on my truck, and I didn't want it to affect my gas too much. And at 325 pounds, give or take, I don't think that's going to affect my gas mileage that much. So that is the very first reason why I chose this particular truck camper. Now, I looked at a lot of other types of truck campers out there, but I didn't really see any of them that I really liked. And so I just felt like this one was the best fit for my truck. The second reason is the cost of this truck camper. Now, I will admit that I think that this truck camper is a little pricey. I think that especially when it does not come insulated. But when you compare other types of truck campers, and there are not a lot of truck campers out there that are made or suitable like this particular one for my truck. The cost of them and the weight of them are much more than what I am paying for this particular truck camper. And another thing that I kept in mind and was very conscious of in terms of cost was, I'm very determined to stay out of debt. I'm very determined. And if I cannot comfortably afford something, I will not buy it. I will not get it. I also kept in mind how me purchasing this particular truck camper would affect my overall finances. I don't want to spend anything that I'm going to take a hit from my finances. So I'm trying to be financially responsible, especially as I get older. And I know that might sound funny to some of you guys because I'm always buying things, but we're talking about things that cost thousands and thousands of dollars, not something that costs $100 or $200. So it's a big difference. So I'm very determined, as I said, to remain out of debt and, keeping my finances in a good place. So that's the second reason why I chose this particular truck camper. Now, they do insulate them now, but they just started insulating them probably shortly after I ordered mine. I could have gone back and paid additional money to have them insulate my particular truck camper, but then I got to thinking, because I asked them how much it would cost to have it insulated, and I thought, you know what, I can probably installate it myself for way, way less than what they would like to charge to add additional installation to the bill. Again, I already think that it is a little pricey, but in looking at others and how much others cost and how much others weigh, I felt like this was okay for me. Now, the third reason why I chose this particular truck camper is I love the way it looks. I absolutely love the way it looks. It is going to complement my truck very well. My truck is white. The truck camper is white. I love that they had different choices for you in terms of the outer look of the truck camper. I could have got a gray truck camper, a black truck camper, and a white truck camper. They also had different trims that you could choose from to put on your truck camper. I won't tell you which one I chose, but the truck camper is going to look sharp. It is definitely going to look sharp. It's definitely going to get a lot of looks when I'm at gas stations, when I'm on the road, when I'm at rest stations, when I'm at campgrounds, wherever I am. I guarantee you it's going to get, and it's a gnat in here, I guarantee you that it's going to get a lot of looks, and that some people may even ask me some questions about it along the road. So I'm very excited about that. I am a very visual type of person, and this truck camper, trust and believe, is going to look amazing, and I just cannot wait to see it in person. So that is the third reason why I chose this particular truck camper. Now let's go back to the original reason why I chose to put a truck camper on my truck in the first place. I wanted to be able to leave my trailer here at the campground at all times, unless I decide to take it to maybe a campground up the street or something, which I doubt, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of buying a truck camper. So getting the truck camper, the initial reasons that I bought the truck camper was to, number one, be able to leave the trailer here at the campground at all times. I don't have to haul the truck camper up north now whenever I go up north and do my little time up north. And the next reason is I wanted to try and cut back on my campground cost whenever I travel, because RV sites at campgrounds are pricey, especially for the time that I spend at these different campgrounds was getting to be, quite expensive. And I am really, really trying to focus. I don't know whether I had some kind of epiphany or something, but all of a sudden, I'm really focused on my finances and keeping them in order and keeping my spendings and all that kind of stuff, getting that all in check, which I am going to be making a upcoming video of how I manage my funds, my finances, which I rarely talk about on the channel. I rarely talk about, my financial situation. So I'm going to make an upcoming video for that. But I'm really trying to make moves that are going to basically save me money. It's a big difference when I'm hauling my trailer as opposed to not having my trailer on my truck, and the gas miles that I get per fill up on my truck. So this is definitely going to help me in that category, especially as I mentioned in the video that my truck camper only weighs or will only weigh somewhere in between 325 pounds, in that range. So it shouldn't affect my gas mileage that much. I was originally going to tent camp everywhere that I go, and I've had good experiences with tent camping, and I've had some challenging experiences with tent camping. Excuse me. And that's what brought me to the idea of getting a truck camper, is those challenging times that I had at campgrounds. I've made several Okay, Anthony, take a minute. Take a minute. Let's clear it out. Excuse me. I've had challenging weather moments at campgrounds, and I've made several videos about those campgrounds that the weather was not the best. I made videos where the wind was challenging. I made video where the rain was challenging at different campgrounds, and I just got to thinking that I much rather be in something a little more stable, a little more comfortable than a tent whenever I come about those times, those challenging weather times at a campground. Because I look back at it now and say, oh my goodness, if I had this truck camper when it was pouring down raining and my canopy was collapsing and I could have just been in, and yes, I could have been in my minivan because I did have my minivan at the time. But honestly, the minivan and that kit that I bought from Canada, it was really not the most comfortable setup. I mean, it all seemed like at the very beginning that it was a really good idea to do. It would much organize my minivan, but it was really because the minivan, the main problem with it was sleep wise, was my minivan was on a slant, and the makers of that kit did not account for that slant. Now, if they would have made that kit where it accounted for that slant and my bed was straight across like that, that would have made that kit a whole lot more comfortable to sleep on, as well as sit on for a long period of time. But the bed was on a slant, and it was like no different than the bed that I built myself, where I could account for that slant and made this side a lot higher or a little higher to accommodate the slant. So that was my main problem with that kit that I bought from Canada. I'm hoping not to have any issues with sleeping in this truck camper. I did buy a new mattress. I'm going to sleep on a queen size bed. Initially, I told you guys that I was going to do a twin type of bed, a narrow twin type of bed, but I bought another mattress, and I decided that I want to be the most comfortable sleeping in this truck camper as possible. So I'm not going to have a problem with putting a queen size bed up and sleeping on it every night that I have it. And another thing is, when I'm at campgrounds, I need to be out more, because I'm telling you, I'm very content with being in this trailer. I'm telling you, the weather can be like perfect here at the campground. A perfect day to go to the pool and just hang out and sit at the pool. I am sitting in my truck camper. I'm not even sitting out on the deck, underneath my awning. I am just, it's like I'm in an apartment or a house. And this is the way I was when I had my apartments and when I had my house. I was so very content in just being inside, indoors, in whatever it was that I was in. And I am the same way with this trailer and this campground lifestyle. I seem to be comfortable just being indoors, and I go out every now and then and walk around or whatever just to see who's on the campground, things like that. But for the most part, I'm indoors, and so that's kind of crazy, ain't it, to be on a campground as much as I am, and not outside enjoying the nature of campgrounds and things like that. I'm hoping to change that next campground season for me when I start doing my different campground runs, that I will get out. And especially having a truck camper. I think having a truck camper is going to kind of force me to go out a little bit, at least outside of the truck camper and on the site that I am on a lot more, rather than sitting in because here I have a very comfortable space. I have a nice sized bed. I have this desk right here, and it's very comfortable for me, and it's very easy for me to just be in here. That's not going to be the case when I get my truck camper, because I'm not going to have the same comfort level as I have in this trailer in the truck camper. So cross your fingers. I am going to get out and about, at least, at the campground site where they at the picnic table that some of the campgrounds provide for you, at least out and about that far. Because I need to start, you know, taking advantage of the nature and campgrounds and all of these things. But I'm so excited to get this truck camper. At the time I'm making this video for you guys, I have not heard from them as to when my truck camper is going to be in North Carolina, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it may have been the last video, I think my truck camper is complete, but they're waiting to complete a few more so that they can send more than just one down to the North Carolina location. I was going to give them a call on today, Monday, but I decided that I'm going to wait until Wednesday, because Wednesday will be exactly 1 month that they sent me the last email stating that my truck camper build is starting on that day, which was Wednesday, October the 16th. So it's done. I have no doubt that my truck build is done. I'm just waiting for them to contact me and tell me whether it's on its way to North Carolina or it's in North Carolina. Either way. But I'm getting a little bit nervous. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. I do want to be up in Baltimore for Thanksgiving. And I did want to have a few days. Actually, I thought that I would be able to have at least a week or a week and a half up in Baltimore. But it's looking like that time is going to be cut short. So hopefully I'll get up there and have at least 5 or 6 days that I can hang out with my family and a couple of friends along the way. It is jeopardizing whether I'm going to have enough time to go up to Connecticut and visit Lamont. That was part of my plan, was to visit Lamont again in Connecticut. But the longer it's taking me to get my truck camper, it's cutting that time short. And so I'll have to play it by ear. And remember, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I start the road trip with Michael to Texas. So not a lot of time afterwards. It would have been different if I was not going on a road trip with Michael. I can say, okay, I'm gonna stay a little longer up in Baltimore, or I can go and see Lamont after Thanksgiving. But since I made plans to go on a road trip with Michael, you know, I have to take off the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So cross your fingers that my truck camper will be ready in the next few days so that I can go there. I'm already set up to go. I have everything in my truck that I need. Let me take you guys out here and show you what it's looking like. And I'm making a really conscious effort, because I do understand that my space is going to be very limited inside this truck camper once it's put on my truck. So I'm trying to mentally stay strong and say, Anthony, you don't need that. And I'm trying to take only the things that are a necessity for me to have. And so that I don't clutter up the inside of the truck camper. Thankfully, I do have a back seat on my truck and I can put some things there. But even back there, I want to keep it neat as possible. So let me show you guys what that looks like now. I did make a trip to my storage unit about a couple of days ago, and I put some things back in my storage unit that I thought that I wanted to take with me. And I was like, okay, you don't need that. Let's not take that. You know, let's keep it nice and simple and keep the things in there that you're really going to need. So let's head on out for a minute. And I also want to show you something inside of my truck that I bought after seeing it from someone in Miami during the whole cruise period time. So let's head on out. All right, this is what the back of my truck is looking like right now. I did clear it all out. So I have my 2 turtles back there, and I have my water. This is where I'm going to keep all my water during my travels. I'm gonna try to keep at least 2 cases of water. So when the first one on top is finished, I can immediately go get another one. And then over here, There's some little bugs flying around that was all around my leg, and I can feel them. All right, this is my clothing bag right here. Ugh. This is my clothing bag, and this is all. This is, oh, these little bugs are getting on my nerves. Oh, I think they little flying, they biting me. Oh, I gotta get the heck out of here. Yeah, that's my clothing bag right there. Yes, I feel little things there. Oh, I see them all over my leg. What in the hell? Oh, they biting me. Hold up. I gotta go get some spray on my legs. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. I don't know if y'all can see that on my finger or not. But, oh my God, it was like a whole bunch of them just flying around. And they were all on my leg. My gosh. They were biting me too. I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm being attacked. But let me show you guys this, what I have in my car. I saw this when we were in Miami, and a group of us took a Uber to a restaurant to eat. And the Uber driver had this in his car, and it smelled so good. It's like a scent diffuser right here. And you can disconnect it from here. And then this is the bottle scent right here. And you screw it back up in there. This came with the whole thing. And Kathy was in the back seat of the SUV that we were in on our way to the hotel. And Kathy said, I see smoke. And I was in the front seat. Kathy said, I see smoke. And I'm like, I don't see no smoke. And then in another minute or so, it dispensed another puff of smoke, and that's when I saw it, and it smelled so good. So what you do is, see that? Now it automatically come out once you plug it in to your car. Ooh, that smells so good. You plug it into your car, and it'll automatically come out, and you turn it on. If you don't want it to be on, you just have to hold the button until it turns off. But look at that. Oh my God, that smells so good. Now, when I have the air conditioner on in the car and this comes up, the air automatically sends it to the back, and it doesn't last as long up front. But when I don't have the air on, oh my goodness. So I'm going to put the link to this in the description if you want to get one of these to put in your car. I mean, they smell so good. And I'm quite sure you can get different fragrances to put in these. Very good to have. Oh, that smells so good. All right, guys. It is actually Monday, and I am going to head to the movies. Salida, one of the FOAs, Salida gifted me with a AMC movie card. So I'm going to go and use that card today and see the Hugh Grant movie, Heretic. That's the best option for me to go. And I haven't been to the movie in so long, and I miss going to the movies. So I decided that today I'm going to go to the movies, and then I have some more of that Sloppy Joe left. I mean, that Sloppy Joe tastes way better on the buns than it did as a taco. So I'm going to eat the rest of that Sloppy Joe as on buns because I got some buns anyway. All righty, so let me get on up out of here. I do have a couple hours before the movies start. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope that me talking about my truck camper will give you guys a better understanding, because I know how some of you FOAs out there can be. Why you didn't get something that you can stand up? Why you didn't get something with a kitchen? Why did you get this for that? Why didn't you get that for that? And I understand that, but keep in mind that prior to deciding to get a truck camper, I was going to tent camp. So yes, I could stand up in my tent, but I still had to, deal with the different forces of Mother Nature. And I'd rather be inside something, as I mentioned, during those times than in a tent. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys. You know that. And I'll see you guys the next time. I didn't show you guys what's in the back of this truck because I'm about to get the heck away from this campground with all these little things flying around and biting my legs and stuff. I'm telling you, if I look down and start seeing a whole bunch of red spots on my leg where these things been biting my leg, oh Lord, I think I already see some. I'm gonna show you guys, if it gets too bad to the point where I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on? But anywho, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys the next time.